The fertile plains of southern Manitoba were home to various First Nations groups who had a deep-rooted connection to the land dating back millennia. Some of these groups include the Ojibwe, Dakota, and the Cree. These peoples had a unique relationship to the land, which included practices such as buffalo hunting, foraging, social gatherings, as well as traditional dances and crafts. When French, English, and Scottish traders first came to Rupert's Land to trade for furs, some settled down in the plains of modern-day Manitoba. These traders relied on the First Nations people in the area to help them survive. As their relationship grew stronger, new people emerged. These people, who descended from two vastly different cultures and ways of life, found themselves in a struggle to define themselves and to establish themselves as a founding people of Canada. The Metis people, stemming from the Red River Colony in southern Manitoba, are a fascinating people with a rich history and a vibrant culture. Many aspects of their history and culture take on aspects of their European fathers and Indigenous mothers. This blend of different traditions and worldviews created a culture like no other. Métis culture integrated various different aspects of both Western European and First Nations traditions. The Métis sash, a hand-woven craft that serves many purposes, along with being an important part of Métis identity. Métis fiddle playing and the Red River jig, both symbolizing the Métis' love for song and dance. The Métis also take part in seasonal buffalo hunts, an important tradition and one that was once crucial to their survival. Métis religion and spirituality go hand in hand, since the Métis practice aspects of Catholic or Protestant faith, blended with the spiritual traditions of their Indigenous heritage.
The political system of the Métis was rooted in self-determination and distinct governance structures that evolved from their communities and continue today through modern government systems. The buffalo hunt was a prime example of the Métis government during the 18th century. They elected leaders, made democratic systems, created the laws of the hunt, so no one overhunted the buffalo and only hunted what they needed. They wanted to preserve the buffalo, so they made laws to maintain the animal. The Métis inherited their connection to the land from their indigenous heritage. The First Nations have inhabited the land for centuries, and their knowledge of the territory was vast. The Métis learned to hunt, forage, and live self-sufficiently, something that early European settlers struggled with. The Métis language of mischief is from both French and various First Nations languages. It is through this language that the Métis practice an oral tradition of storytelling. Métis storytelling is rooted in their spiritual beliefs, since many stories involve creation and how things came to be. Métis stories are also ongoing, multi-layered, and complex. Some morals and lessons are left to interpretation. These stories serve to teach children basic values and to ensure they don't forget their spiritual obligations to the Creator. Elders are usually ones that pass these stories on to the newer generations, their hope to keep Métis culture and traditions alive for generations to come.
The Red River Resistance was an uprising by the Métis Nation of southern Manitoba to establish a provincial government. This resistance followed the acquisition of the area formerly known as Rupert's Land by the Dominion of Canada. This resistance was led by Métis leader Louis Riel, who led the fight to ensure that Métis interests were addressed in the terms establishing the Red River Colony as a part of Canada. The Red River Resistance was not the end of the Métis fight to establish themselves. In the following years, many Métis communities were displaced and a system known as the script system was put into place. The idea of the script system was to issue certificates to the Métis which could be exchanged for money or land. The system was disorganized and riddled with fraud, while also eliminating many of the traditional land rights of the Métis. In 1982, Métis rights were finally recognized in Section 35 of the Canadian Constitutional Act. Since beginning this project, our understanding of the Métis has changed significantly. In our minds, they went from a simple group of mixed descent to an extremely unique, distinct group with an interesting history and vibrant culture. The term Métis, as defined in the Constitution of Canada, does not encompass all people who have mixed European and First Nations heritage. Rather, it refers to an identity, one that is both ancestral and spiritually connected to historic land of the original Métis colony at the Red River in southern Manitoba. Métis identity is much more than just their mixed heritage. It is defined by a culture, traditions, and history like no other.